Hey guys, Kurt Miller here. Today's workout is simple, straightforward, strength and power session, one of my favorite sessions. We're gonna squat, we're gonna deadlift, we're gonna push, we're gonna pull. 6 reps on everything. Let's absolutely smash it. So the intention with today's session is pretty simple. Lift more than I did last week. A lot of people overcomplicate the process of getting stronger, building more muscle. You can't get stronger, build more muscle without lifting more weight, especially on your compound exercises. So my goal is to lift a little bit more on my squat, my deadlift, my push, my pulls than I did last week. To feel the weight. Because if you go from a really light weight straight to really heavy weight, a lot of the time your mind isn't ready, let alone your body. Warm up still. So this will be my last warm up. I'm going to just do a couple of reps just to feel the weight on 120 kg before I go for a first work set, 6 reps. You notice there, even on the warm up, I was going to stop at 3, bring it around a little bit and then did 4. I deliberately sat in the hole for a couple more reps then, just to again really fire myself up, because I'm going to jump to 140 afterwards, which is 20k more. So it's more to get my mind primed and treat that weight with as little respect as possible, because I know if I'm lifting 120 really easily, then it just gives you a lot more confidence going into a heavier set. First set of 6, 140. Hopefully do this relatively comfortable. Sometimes it takes me a big heavy set to get woken up properly. Always make sure the bar is level, so I'm not on an angle, and make sure that when you're squatting, I'm picking the bar off perfectly symmetrical, so I'm not overcompensating on one side, which is easily done. So if you lose your balance, it's going to affect your hip position, and obviously if your hip position is compromised, it's going to affect what you can lift and risk injury, of course. Let's go. Focus. Never easy. Hopefully it's woken me up enough for a heavier set next. takes just as much discipline maintaining mental focus as it does physically executing. Because if you maintain great mental focus, the physical execution is that little bit easier. Not that that was easy, but it's all about staying concentrated, focused, and just watch how much smoother that rep goes. Didn't feel it at the time, but it really does feel great when you get your head in the game, you visualize the lift, and then you execute it. Next exercise we're going to do is incline barbell chest press, 6 reps, 3 sets. Simple as that. On your strength stuff, the most important thing is to make sure that that first rep is executed with as much confidence as possible. Because once you get that buy-in off that first rep and it goes up smooth and relatively quickly, it gives you that confidence for the rest of the set. What's going to give you that confidence on that first rep is just making sure your mind is right before you go into the lift, you've got as much stability as possible, and then just generate as much force as possible from the stretch position, especially on a chest press. No chance. Shit. That was raw, scruffy. Got 5, not quite the 6, but all I can say is I did my best. But what you'll have noticed there on that set, a little bit too much movement going on in my torso, because I knew I had to be aggressive from a mindset perspective. I think I just forgot some basic cues there and trying to keep my body as stable as possible. But 5 on that, just make sure I beat it next week. So the next exercise is deadlift. I typically do a couple of warm-up sets on this, especially when I'm doing a barbell version. So first warm-up set is going to be on 120. I'll do maybe 3 reps. Do another warm-up set, a little bit heavier, and then I'll go for my top end weights, just like I did with my squats. Just trying to get that movement pattern woken up. Even though I've squatted, just get my whole body ready for heavier lifts. On 50. So the last exercise really simply is a overhead press now, barbell standing shoulder press, 6 reps, again as heavy as you can across the 3 sets. Oh, I hate shoulders too. Chest, hate shoulders, anything pushing. Really tests me. Really have to think about the rep, even harder than when I squat in a deadlift. Just can't help myself. It's not crazy weight, but I don't want to contradict what I say to clients. If you're in 2 minds about whether to lift heavier or not, go heavier. Worst that happens, you fail, you drop the weight, at least you tried, rather than sitting in that comfort zone. jigsaw there. I went from doing a standing military press to a standing push press just to get the 6 reps out, which isn't a bad thing, but in hindsight it was a touch too heavy, but at least I've got 3 out of it, strict form, and then use my legs a little bit just to finish the set off with 6. So that's what I'd recommend if you bite off more than you can chew when it comes to your overhead presses. Session's a wrap. As you've seen, it was nothing complicated, just 4 big movements that I've been doing the last 4 weeks, simply trying to get a little bit stronger week to week. I guarantee if you did nothing else but those 4 movements and got a little bit stronger each week, your body would change, you'd force adaptation. And always remember your strength stuff. The heavier you lift, what that does, it builds more strength for your other volume-based sessions, which means you can eat more food and get leaner, which is the name of the game, of course, if you're trying to have sustainable, long-term, phenomenal shape. If you like what you see, please, as always, I really appreciate your support with this channel. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.